What's up, guys? M is back in the house again for another Blu-Ray update. A September 16th Blu-ray update. Today I'm going to talk about probably, I would say, about 7 Blu-rays, a couple DVDs, and one surprise at the end. Something I have never ever showed before I ever reviewed. I'm going to give it a try, see if you like it or not. But that's at the very end. You got to wait to see. Anyway, I stopped at Best Buy the other day, and I also had some movies come into the mail through Amazon and also eBay. So let's get started. So Blu-ray Tuesday is typically the day that all new Blu-ray releases are released to stores and stuff like that, and on Amazon. So I was at Best Buy yesterday, and I picked up the copy of Cinderella, the one that just came out not that long ago. That what Helena Bonham Carter's in it, and also the girl from Blue Jasmine. I always forget her name, Cate Blanchett. And this cover here is very different than the actual one they had in the theaters. And it's the exclusive for Best Buy. It's the collectible lenticular packaging, and lenticular is anything related to lens. I had to look that up. I had no idea. Shame on me, but not shame on me because it's a ridiculous word. So I had to get this movie mainly because my fiance loves this story and loves the original from Disney years ago. So I had to get this just out of respect for her, and also someday it'll be great for our kids to watch that we always talk about. And it's also a Disney. I thought the movie was really good. I'm very anxious to watch it again. I know that she's going to want to watch it again. But I must say I thought it was a good movie for it being more like in person than it was in like cartoon form. So check this movie out. And I'm guessing that the collectible lenticular packaging is probably going to be, out soon. It's kind of like a slipcover. Like you want to collect these slipcovers. I think it's going to be something people are going to want to collect. So I think I got like the last one at Best Buy where I was at. So make sure you go get yours. But great movie and pretty cool exclusive. The next one I had to get was I have all 5 in the Fast and the Furious collection. I have all 5. And I don't have number 6. I didn't know that. I actually did a little inventory before I went to Best Buy, and I saw I didn't have 6 because I knew 7 was coming out yesterday. So I got 6. It was like $9. I thought it was a good movie too. I got it mainly to finish the whole set because the 7th is the last one. Because that's the 7th one is the one where Paul Walker, that was his last movie. So I had to get the 6th one to finish my collection, and it's actually a really good movie. So I was really happy to find this one, and it was cheaper than I expected. I was expecting a $14.99, $17.99 one, but it was only $9, $9, $9.99 or $8.99, I forget. But cheap, and hey, cheap as me. Let's do it. So obviously, because I got that one, I had to get the 7th one. This one looks really cool because it's an extended edition, so it includes like a lot of extra stuff, and I'm guessing they're going to pay major homage to the late and great Paul Walker. So I'm really excited to check this out. I did see the movie. I think the ending is unbelievable. It's touching. It's a beautiful. It's a beautiful ending to a great series, and I was very happy to see how it did end. And I also it makes me sad about Paul Walker. I was a big fan of him. He always came off as like a pretty boy, but actually was a pretty cool cat and a really good guy. And I thought a good actor. So it's a shame that he died. I guess that was about almost 2 years ago. Almost in December he died. So it's just sad to see him in this because this is like I know his brother did his body double and they had to do special effects to make Paul Walker's face. So it was cool to see it, but also pretty sad at the same time, bittersweet. But check out the movie. It's a great movie. I know you'll like it. Check it out. Next one I received in the mail through Amazon. I had to get this just because this was probably my favorite actor when I was a little kid, and he's not like he's a great actor, he's just so funny, is the biography that was on Spike TV, I Am Chris Farley. And what I loved about this was it tells stories from when he was really young all the way up to his death. And I believe he died probably in his mid-30s, late 30s, something like that, but I remember he died in the 90s, like mid-90s, and I remember I was so sad. I remember my brother, I was shooting basketball in my parents' front yard in the driveway. I remember I was just shooting hoops. I remember my brother came and he goes, "Hey, Chris Farley died." I was like, "Who?" like I knew who Chris Farley was. I loved him on SNL, and I loved him in his movies like Black Sheep and Beverly Hills Ninjas, and obviously Tommy Boy. And I just had a brain fart, and I said, "Who?" He goes, "Chris Farley from Saturday Night Live." I'm like, "No way!" I remember I was like 9, and I was just so shocked by that. Like I just said, "Well, he's like young. How did he die so young?" And obviously we know how he died, but not going to get into that. But like at the time, I just was so confused that a young person would die. I just didn't register. But I was sad to see him go. But anyway, this is awesome because it has like Adam Sandler and Mike Myers, and David Spade talk SNL stories about him, and when he was in Second City in Chicago, and his days in college where he went to was in Marquette, and his college buddies that he played rugby with, they talk about him, and his brother, Kevin Farley, you've seen before in random movies, and he was in that one boy band, that spoof boy band, and he talks about him, and it just says that he was always like he was just always a goofball, and like he always just did funny stuff, always to try to get someone to laugh, and like my God, he made everybody laugh. He made me laugh. Chippendales dancing with Patrick Swayze, one of the funniest bits of all time in Saturday Night Live. It was great to watch this. It just makes you really appreciate the humor that he, basically, in my opinion, invented. His style of humor he started. And it just stinks that he just was so, out of control. He was so out of control outside of what you thought you saw of him. But it was a great biography. I really liked it. Oh, the next one I got, I actually reviewed in an in-theater review back probably, I'd say, in springtime. And I had to get this because I thought it was just I thought it was a great movie, and I really appreciate the acting from John Cusack and Paul Dano. So I got Love and Mercy, and it's a story of Brian Wilson, the writer, musician, and singer of the Beach Boys, and the tormented soul and the tormented mind of him. It talks about his life from being young into being an older adult Brian Wilson, like John Cusack played. I did already talk about this movie in decent length when I saw it, so go back and check that out. It was probably back in the springtime at some point, so go to my videos and check out what I thought of it. But I had to get it because I love the Beach Boys, and I really thought this movie, the movie was really deep. It was pretty dark, but the acting was fantastic, and I know I'm going to want to watch this again, just to kind of just to see the Beach Boys just invent the music that they did, just to hear the creation of it again, because I just really enjoyed that in the movie. But check this out. I think it was like $16 at Best Buy, so brand new release for $16. Yeah, you're coming home. Not a bad price. Okay, so the next one. I purchased this movie through Amazon, and before I purchased it, I was like legit sure that I had this movie, and I didn't. I don't know why I thought I did, and I realized I thought I had it because I watched it on Netflix one time thinking it was a Blu-ray. Well, I didn't have it. So I had to finally get it. The Muppet Christmas Carol, and this is the one where Scrooge is played by Michael Caine. And this is probably, I hate to say it, it's probably one of my favorites out of the Christmas carols, and one of my favorite Christmas movies. I don't know what it is, I just always loved it. I remember as a kid watching this, and I always feel like a kid again when I watch this movie, because I remember seeing this in the theaters, and I remember wanting to buy it so bad, and I remember wanting to watch it on my VCR TV I had as a TV VCR combo. I remember just watching it all the time in December when I was a little kid. So I love this whole movie. Brings me back to my childhood, and obviously it's a Christmas Carol. I think everybody knows that. Written by Charles Dickens. Everybody knows the story of Christmas Carol. If you don't read it or watch it, it's fantastic. But yeah, out of all the Christmas carols, this is definitely like in the top 3, if not number 1 for me. But great movie, very very fun, great for the family, and just carrying on tradition of the story. Gotta love that. The next one I got, I remember at Best Buy for a while, it was like $24.99. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna hold off. And then I saw it go $19.99. I was like, yeah, I'll hold off. And then I saw it for like $14. I'm like, okay, coming home. So I had to get it, and I got Selma. The story of Martin Luther King. And the guy that plays, Martin Luther King is David Oyelowo. And I have to tell you, he's British. He has a British accent, like a very blatant British accent. In this movie, you would think he doesn't have a British accent whatsoever. He's not British at all. He's from the South, and he's from the U.S., and that's it. Like, you don't think at all he has a British accent. And the reason why I like this so much is basically the acting was so good in this, and I was a little surprised he wasn't nominated for Best Actor in his past year's Oscars. I will say the nominations were good. They're all great nominations. I just thought he probably could have been in there a little bit, or they could have made a special occasion to add him in, because I thought he was outstanding. He could have been easily nominated for the role of Martin Luther King. And, it's basically about the march from, I think, Selma to Montgomery, or Montgomery to Selma in Alabama, something like that, about civil rights and all that, back in, 1940, something like that, 1950s, I don't remember. Either way, I really thought this movie was great. I'm looking forward to watching it again. I remember when I first saw it, I was really tired, and I kind of just was like, and it's not because the movie was bad, it's just I was really beat, so I didn't really pay attention as much as I should. So I'm definitely going to watch it now, and definitely get a much better perspective. But just a great movie all around, and excited to watch it again. Okay, it leads us to our DVDs, and then our special thing at the end that you might like, you might not like. I don't know. We'll find out. But as I told you back in August, I think it was August 14th or 15th in that update, I said I ordered at Renaissance Man. I had to show you about as ghetto as it gets on my phone that I purchased it. Well, it finally did come. So I have to say that, I was really excited to watch this again. It's a great movie. I know I talked a lot about it last time, so I'm just going to keep this brief. It's a great movie. The young Mark Wahlberg's in this. Danny DeVito really shows a kind, gentle side. Much different than Louis De Palma in Taxi and the Penguin in Batman Returns, and he's kind of a whack job, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia as Frank. Well, this one, he's just a sweet guy who's just kind of down on his luck with his job, and he goes and helps these army kids who have problems, and he teaches them Shakespeare, and he teaches them English, teaches them all this stuff, and it's a wonderful movie, and it doesn't get much love, and I must say you got to watch it because it's really good. So check that out. It's not on Blu-ray yet. I've looked. It's only on DVD, but I had to get it. The next thing I saw, it was $11 on Amazon, and I had cashback bonus for my Discover card, so I basically got this movie for free, sort of. So I got the whole series of The Chappelle Show. Now, I remember this came on in like 2005, and it was on for like 3 seasons, something like that. Or wait, no, I think it was the first 2 seasons, and then they took a year off, and they came back on again for season 3 or season 4. I forget. All I know is I used to love this show. I used to watch it with my lacrosse buddies in college, and I remember we would laugh so hard at this, and there's so many skits in this, and they're so funny. And Chappelle has so many different characters. You have to check this out. It's really cheap. I don't know if it's at Best Buy. Here's some of his characters. I don't know if it's at Best Buy or not, but I got this on Amazon for $11, and I got it free, basically, because of my cashback bonus. So, you have to watch this show. It's so funny. I haven't seen it on Netflix or anything like that, so just go buy it. It's great. $11 is so cheap for this, and there's a lot of episodes. So funny. Okay, so, my surprise at the end. I know I've never done this. I'm not saying I'm going to continue doing this, but I recently purchased this, and I thought you might want to know, because it is something that can play in a Blu-ray player. But if you're in a PlayStation, I got NHL 16 on PS4, and I played a little bit last night. It is awesome. If you're a gamer, trust me when I say this game's awesome. They majorly improved from NHL 15, which I thought was terrible. A lot of options weren't really there last year, things that were normally there all the other years. So I got this one, and they made all those corrections. So I think the bloggers really went crazy to basically the creators and the programmers and engineers of this whole game and of EA Sports and NHL, and they listened, which is like, thank you, listen to your people. So I got this, and it made all the corrections, and the game is fantastic. It's so realistic, you think you're there, actually watching or even playing. But definitely get this game. It was awesome so far. I'm a big Flyers fan, so obviously I've been playing with the Flyers, and it's cool to see how the graphics are just so incredibly real, and each year it just gets a little bit more real. It's like in like 10 years, am I actually going to be playing the game? Like actually on the ice? Like, who knows? But I'm just adding this into the equation. I just got it. Kind of has the Blu-ray look. See, it's blue. I know it's cheap, but I thought you might want to know. But anyway, that's what I did. So that's it for my September 16th Blu-ray update. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments or questions or concerns, please type them underneath right now. And till then, you take it easy. Okay, bye.